What up, y'all? We're back with this week's patch note. This patch could most likely be the update that Tryndamere players have all been waiting for, so stay tuned. Don't forget that your subscriptions and likes help us make videos. Nerf after nerf, Neferi is yet again scheduled for another one. There's going to be a nerf to her passive, E skill, Packmate, and a reduction to her Q skills, lifesteal, and damage. Vex gets a significant cooldown buff to both her Q and W, especially to the cooldown of her W early game. Zoe's Sleepy Trouble Bubble will keep you sleeping for another 0.25 seconds. Orianna gets a small buff to her W damage and HP per level. TF's Q skill gets a buff to the AP ratio and his Q skill. Lux gets a slight nerf to her E, but will be compensated with a buff to her passive and Q. Kha'Zix will get a nerf to the AD ratio and his Q skill. Elise's Cocoon should now be avoided at all costs as their stun duration will increase every skill level. Kayn is getting a pretty big nerf to the AD ratio and his W. Kindred will get a nerf to the slow rate and damage with the target's missing HP ratio on their E skill. Hecarim will get a mana cost reduction to his Q and W, yet the amount of lifesteal on his W will be nerfed. I feel like it's been a while since her last update. Vi will get buffs to all her skills except her Q. Xin Zhao's passive will now heal at a rate proportional to max health. Samir's base health has increased by 30, and Meganar's Q and W skills are going to be dealing a little bit more damage. Tryndamere players, today is your day of triumph. Tryndamere will finally get a well-deserved buff to his attack range. Coupled with the range increase from a fully stacked lethal tempo, he will no longer suffer from close-range kiting. Aatrox's passive and W will now be dealing magic damage. And Blitz is getting a big nerf, which is kinda out of the blue. Blitz will no longer have minion bonus damage on its E, which helped ADCs a lot pushing lane. Xerath is getting a small nerf to the mana cost on his W, but is getting a buff to his passive's cooldown refunds from kills. Okay, let's look at the patch note for items. Duskblade no longer gives invulnerability to Ignite and Hemorrhage. Shieldbow gets a shield mount buff. Bloodthirster's condition to its AD increase will be nerfed. It will now require 70% of total health to be triggered. Static gets a nerf to its AP ratio. Gourd Drinker gets a buff and a change to its item composition. A nerf to Evan Shroud's bonus damage, and there are some adjustments to Shogun's Spear, health buff, AD nerf, and adjustment to ability haste, as well as a change to its item comp. For runes, future markets maximum debt has been adjusted. I believe that's about it for this patch. Hope y'all have fun with the new updates, and we will be back with the next patch note.